It's me again. I wanted to start this off by saying I was watching my video from last night, and I realized when I haven't processed events, I'm still trying to work them out. I have to verbally process them, so I sort of do that in the middle of a video so things can kind of come incomplete. I don't finish my thoughts. I ramble a lot. I also wanted to add, if you watched my video from last night, my last video about domestic violence in its entirety, when I was telling the story about the guy who said I could sleep it off in his bed and then woke up to him on top of me. That was the final piece to me figuring out all the manipulations and the missing piece to the Big E story. Is that I was talking to someone who is actually a relative of Big E, who knows the guy who did that to me. I told him who it was, and he said, "Oh yeah, they grew up in this. They were in the same neighborhood. That's his. He calls him his nephew." And it just was like all these coincidences of everybody that I had a violent encounter with. There's one tie. Him, Big E. So and I found that out. I can't remember. I want to say at least within the last year or two. I honestly don't remember exactly when. I just know it was pretty recently, not too long ago. And it's just mind-blowing to me how sick and the length someone will go to if you reject them, or they're a sick human being. Never underestimate their ability. Anyway, moving on for now. There's a lot of different things I'm going to be touching on tonight, but I believe they are all, I believe they are all connected. Even though it may seem scattered to you. Here we go. We have one match. If we have... Oh, dang it. I like write stuff and then rewrite it. If we have one match, we could create an explosion of love spreading so beautifully like a paintbrush. Just like my little intro. I like to write a little. I'm going to start out talking about my spiral of emotions today. What was the root cause? I detoxified myself of all junk food and restaurant food. I slowly changed diet overall to promote gut health. My stomach went down dramatically. I stopped feeling disgusting inside all the time. I began to feel so fresh and clean and ready for whatever. Even like when stress would come my way, I was handling it a lot better. I decided to try my flashbacks weren't as frequent. My nightmares stopped. All of that stuff. Like, it was a dramatic chain of events that occurred within me. Last night I decided to try an experiment, and I ate 2 Subway cookies. I wasn't craving them. I'm just naturally a scientist and curious. I enjoy cause and effect to see results for myself. Don't like to believe other people. I like to see for myself. Show me first. I enjoy cause and effect to see results. Approximately 30 minutes later, I began feeling sick to my stomach. It was in knots. I could feel the sugar eating my gut, for real. That's what it felt like. Little sugar bugs were just eating my stomach inside out. I felt awful. I said to myself, you already knew the answer. Why would you do this? Today, I woke up feeling so sick inside I couldn't eat. My internal mood today was just horrible. I was so grumpy, which led to my demise this evening. My forever lesson learned is don't play with fire, you'll get burned. Definitely staying away from baked goods or anything with extreme amounts of added sugars or artificial sugars. If you can. I mean, it's kind of hard. If you really start to look at everything that they offer, it's like pick your poison. From baked goods or anything with extreme amounts of added sugars or artificial sugars. It truly kills your good gut bacteria needed for healthy functioning and healthy cell regeneration. If you don't have a healthy gut, it'll lead to extreme behavioral issues and allows disease to easily spread like cancer. We got to start holding corporations accountable for their products and begin demanding to grow our own food. We do not need any more restaurant chains, Fortune 500 corporations, or bakeries. It's literally pick your poison out here. I also want to add, if you have poor gut health, you're going to have a huge stomach. Yeah. That's how I knew my gut started getting healthier. My stomach, I couldn't remember the last time I was able to rub my stomach and I could put my hand down. My hand didn't go out. I was like, what? It only gives me more motivation to continue. I'm probably never, I'm not shooting for a flat stomach 6-pack because I just want healthy weight distribution. So, my demise. I began questioning everything. I felt like I knew nothing. I had no business speaking. All these disgusting thoughts because I felt like shit all day. And as the day went on, I'm just feeling worse and worse. Like I'm just going to explode. And the negative thoughts, I was just questioning everything, realizing I was realizing I was once the sweetest child and while growing up, and then I lost it. Now I was like, why, shaming myself for being grumpy and being reactive and this and that. And, just that harsh critic, if you have an internal dialogue, is brutal. Like I said, it was awful. Now I realize I was realizing, honestly, my new natural state of being is high alert. I have to work so hard some days to be me. Fight, flight, and freeze does hijack me. I have to plan ahead mentally before going in public. At one point, it did feel like someone was consuming all of my air and tearing my skin from my bones. And then I just felt like I was gonna die. I'm not even kidding. I felt so awful. Like this was just. And then I said out loud to myself, I envy the dead. And my spirit immediately took over, and it was searching for wisdom. I got up, and I was looking through my papers. I was looking for something to connect to that I wrote, and I found it. And then, like I said, it felt like someone had reached down, wrapped their arms around me, placing me back into reality, because that space was not reality. And then I have a theory on, it's not even really a theory, I just know. I'm not going to let anybody convince me otherwise. Feeding or remaining in a certain state of mind is when delusions slip in. Like if I would have stayed in that, thinking of all the negative things and believing them and not swipe, just like I was just explaining. I'm sure people who battle intense emotions and things like that, I'm sure they understand what I'm talking about when I say it felt like someone was consuming all of my air and ripping the skin from my bones. And it's like you get so tired of those moments and how much pain it brings. It brings excruciating twinges everywhere. It almost feels like death is right around the corner. And when you feed into that, and you believe you're worthless, and you believe, you consume those thoughts, that's when the delusions slip in. Like, hearing the voices that tell you to do things, and the multiple personalities, which I think a lot of people have multiple personalities. And I think it's just, like I said, unprocessed trauma has them trapped. Schizophrenia is the same way. Again, I would have to study people who are diagnosed in order to really turn it from a theory into, even though I know I'm speaking it as a theory, but I would have to study them live and get their stories to really know for sure. Because I understand it is a brain, a chemical imbalance. Plus, it's deeper than that. Anyway. Some factors: not creating faith in self, and, removing pieces of yourself along the way because you were taught. And lack of awareness is a factor into insanity. I didn't have any of that. I removed all the pieces. I had no faith. Zero. It was all stripped away from me in a matter of about 24 hours. That's, like I said, part of my theory into, like, schizophrenia, bipolar, suicide. And it is deeper than a chemical imbalance. You have to go back and find the roots to what's causing the chemical imbalances. It's not just something you're stuck with. I don't believe that. Same goes for addiction. You're not stuck in addiction. What is the root of it? Find it. I'll find it. I found it. I found them all. Might find some more. Anyway, it's not mental illness. It's mental injuries. It's much deeper than chemical imbalance. Must look at what is causing the imbalances. Like I said, I know what's causing the imbalances. Vitamin and mineral deficiency mimic the same symptoms. Restaurant food is pumped full of food chemicals, causing inflammation in the body, which produces what's called like a lactic. I might not be saying this correctly. A lactic acid to the body. It sits on the tissues and the bones, eating it away. Factor to where arthritis comes from. Muscle weakness also causes severe pain in the body and strain on bones, and puts more strain on bones, which is another factor to arthritis and nerve damage. Lack of healthy cell regeneration causes cancer to grow. Food offered right now is covered in inflammation. We don't stand a chance against the corporations and the government. Some countries ban a lot of food chemicals. So what does the government do? Instead of banning it, they just regulate it. They just spread the poisons out. So you slowly, like I said, when you start really looking at what's offered and how they just put all these like chemical names, and then they have different names for the chemicals. So you're like constantly chasing what all these chemicals are. Who has time to do all that when you're supposed to work to me? I mean, if you have time to sit here and research every single thing before you buy it, you're going to be late for work and you're going to lose your house. Just a thought. Moving on. Just a little something. I'm going to share, wrote. What? Honestly, I don't remember when. If you're out here praying for change, then you can consider me the answers to your prayers. In case anyone needs to know this, you can't simply let things go. You have to tune into yourself, learning your internal nervous system to teach the nervous system to let it go. Things let you go, not the other way around, unless you don't have an internal dialogue. If you don't, then it's easier for you, which is fantastic. Just stop telling others being divergent is false and attention-seeking because you lack what we have. You don't need to have it to believe in it. And if you do, that means you are narrow-minded. Something shouldn't have to directly happen to you for you to believe that it exists. Being a hater warps your sense of being. Individuals who are clueless to human development will tell you to let it go and forgive without validating you first. And until each emotion or thought feels heard, nothing will go anywhere. It'll continue cycling around you until you realize the depth of what it means to expand your mind and the will to force the opening of awareness open. Lack of impulse control is an addiction. It's a delay in your development from survival mode being triggered to be your natural state of being intentionally by puppet masters who learned the mind to warp it, changing the algorithm of the mind, changing genetics and DNA, and using this as science experiments. We don't really know. I don't trust in nothing that they're selling. Though those who sell the pill create the panic. I'm just here placing the pieces back. Don't fear anything. I just want you to focus on regenerating your cells the best of your ability. I got the rest. Here's another piece I wrote about a recent situation I went through about my meds. First of all, my meds were getting played with at my place, the psych place. Well, he's really a prescriber. He's not really a psych doctor. But yeah, like at one point, one of my prescriptions in the pharmacy system got deleted, and like it was a mess for a couple months. Like I was all over the place. And it got me thinking, I know I'm not the only one this is happening to. Like, I wish I could, like, look into suicide cases to establish a pattern of what, I just don't believe people wake up one day and just decide today's the day I'm going to die. I don't believe they really want to die. They want to, I know what that excruciating, endless pain feels like. That leads to suicide. I just experienced it. Again, I don't have suicidal thoughts. I'm saying I would never punch my own ticket. But I'm saying I understand the process of what's leading them there. And I'm discussing what's leading it there. The trapped. Not being able to flip back off. But if you don't have the awareness, you won't even know that there's another way out. Your spirit is blocked from pulling you back up. out of it. Telling you, it's a beautiful process. I almost, like, when I get to those moments, I kind of smile sometimes because I just know what's coming next. Here comes the eagle to swoop down and pick me up. Warning, uncomfortable topics, mental health and suicide. Just some awareness when seeking professional help. Watch out for medications that provide the same benefit to the brain. You can easily overdose mixing too many medications for panic attacks, anxiety, anxiousness, etc. Through my mental health journey, I had to come to terms with, unfortunately, right now, this is what I was crying about too, because it is kind of true. But my brain consumed the thought, and I was ready to, I was like, I envy the dead. He said, I'm not going to punch my own ticket, and I don't believe anybody should. Get your awareness back. And like I said, I can help people who struggle with those thoughts. I really can. Anyway, through my mental health journey, I had to come to terms with, unfortunately, right now, my brain is wired for survival mode only. Meaning my brain is frozen in survival mode at this time. I know I can regenerate and reset my mind completely. It takes time and dedication to self-senses. I stay highly alert at all times. It can get to a point I don't sleep for weeks and hardly eat when highly stressed. It's been a while since that's happened, though. It's been a while. It's been a little bit. My awareness is growing. I have to just keep working. I'm the only one who notices any difference because it's all internal. Since I do handle everything internally, my body begins to malfunction. I try every second to reason with my nervous system, yet you cannot. I'm not going to allow anything to limit my mentality, just taking everything more seriously, since I was overdosing on serotonin accidentally for a month as of yesterday. I don't remember when I wrote. This was at least like a month, almost about a month ago, I think I wrote this, is when this happened. I was experiencing excruciating headaches with extreme amounts of aggression. I couldn't stop from presenting itself. I would put my container on it and release it when I was alone. I was finding myself doing this every day, and I'm like, something wasn't adding up. That's what I said, this is not me. This is not me. That was what was created from these chemical imbalances of the lack of the negligence. I was never supposed to be prescribed 2 medications that produce serotonin in the body. Look up serotonin overdose. I've been feeling like my chest could cave in at any second. My heart was going crazy and it was very achy. I was prescribed 2 medications that help the brain produce serotonin, so I was actually overdosing on it for weeks, which can cause serious brain injuries or death by serotonin. I was almost a goner for real this time. Can't tell me my brain and body don't have incredible healing capabilities. Thankfully, the pharmacy caught the error and cut it off. She explained the danger to me. Got me thinking about the mental health crisis and the suicide crisis. Could it be too much production of one brain chemical or more elsewhere? It's just a theory. I have a hard time. It's just a theory right now. I just have a hard time believing they really want to end their life. They want to kill whatever is being created in the manipulation of the mind. That's what we are all experiencing. Every single one of us, whether we want to be oblivious to it or not. If we aren't aligned within ourselves, it's easy to leap off a permanent cliff than playing chemistry. If we aren't aligned within ourselves, it's easy to leap off a permanent cliff, and then you add in playing chemistry with medications. Be mindful and educate yourself about the human body. Clearly, I must dig more into this. I'm being pushed to dive into muddy waters of the mind again to construct a more natural balancing plan to assist fellow citizens. Don't blindly trust any medical professional out here. Trust your body signals. Disclaimer. Again, I wouldn't know the pits of hell exist in the mind if I didn't experience it myself, so I have much gratitude. I'm not upset with this particular medical professional because it was a great learning tool for him, me, and any potential prodigy he could have in his life. I've made so many lessons. I've had so many lessons in grace. This person does deserve mercy. This wasn't intentional. I'm just extra grateful each day I got up like nothing was shutting down. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I thought I was having a heart attack. I kept saying, like, I need to go to the hospital. My arm, like, everything was, I was in so much pain throughout my whole body. I mean, worse than I feel before with all my issues. I'm honestly still in shock. Most likely, oh, I cut it off. Oh. I know I got watchers out there. So lastly, the watchers are more than welcome to use this against me to attempt to taunt me later. I don't care. I expect this to happen. I refuse to live in silence and fear someone lurking will use it for power. I remove your power and by exposing it myself and again, look at how long I overdosed and I'm still here typing this out. If you took the same hits I have, you truly wouldn't be breathing like 50 Cent said. Definitely done feeling bad. I know I have some of the rarest qualities and capabilities. I'm damn near immortal at this point. FYI, after everything including this, I still stand on every word I expressed this last month. Extra serotonin didn't cause any delusion to happen. And I haven't imagined any scenario I exposed this last month. I was exposing everything. Biggie, family, all on Facebook. I put it all out there. Because I just want to let them know that I'm coming for you. Coming for you. Because there's nothing real about holding foul secrets for people just to continue to do what they're doing. If you had stopped and, you actually changed as a person, it'd be different. But I'm not the one to just be silent and allowing individuals to continue to destroy this earth piece by piece with their foolery. No. My brain is that powerful and nobody can tell me otherwise. Lastly, I'm going to read this piece I wrote a couple years ago. I'm going to try not to side note it. I'll try to just read it without, we'll see. Alright. I titled it, If I Ruled the World, designed with you and I in mind. I'd like to share some of my visions to create proper balance for a natural flow of life. If I was given the chance and power, I could redesign this world so everyone wins. With help, of course. I can't think of everything. But I have a lot of the blueprints already outlined. For example, I'm redesigning the new currency system to remove that hierarchy. Keeping that private. I'm the people's champ. You can gradually erase poverty. You can gradually erase poverty. They don't want to. Sounds impossible, right? Sound like a fairy tale? Don't be so closed off. Open yourself up. If If Earth wasn't at war with evil, there wouldn't be a hungry, abused, unloved, or unwanted child anywhere. There wouldn't be hungry, homeless veterans who they claim to worship on the surface. It's a false image. Human trafficking wouldn't exist. Fear wouldn't exist. Racism wouldn't exist. Police brutality wouldn't exist. It's terrorism. Rapists wouldn't exist. Child predators wouldn't exist. No wonder everyone is lost, depressed, and angry. Our minds are traumatized. If your mind isn't healthy, nothing else functions properly. If your mind and gut health are poor, my words will be all over the place like drivers on any interstate. I don't speak English. I speak trauma. I speak PTSD fluently. I speak silence. Silence is everything too. If I submitted this with perfect grammar or punctuation, I'd miss the deadline. Overthinking would continue typing. I'm not going to carry the burden of being ashamed that I am stuck in place sometimes as if I'm frozen in time. Literally. I'm a product of the hell I endured in this life. This is how my thoughts flow out of my mind, how it makes sense to me. I was too busy battling everyone and trying to earn money so I could escape and create the great escape for everyone else. I couldn't function properly in school ever. Yeah, I was like, wasn't your typical kid, for sure. I've been thinking of a master plan since I could put thoughts together. I couldn't function properly in school ever. Although I've always given 110%, whatever frame of mind I'm in, and it's never been enough. You must meet their standards. Keep going, work harder, Kelly. If you quit now, you'll always be a quitter. There was always another hurdle to jump. Someone else around the corner to pick me apart. So annoying. I held myself together the best I could until things got better. I will edit and learn as I go. I've spent too much time being perfect to serve my current master. I'll never care to be or not to be again. I'd love to restore nature the best that we can so we can save the world together as a community. It's pretty simple. We need to stop clearing out forests and start growing everything in all the empty spaces. It's mind-blowing that we have these big churches, and instead of churches, spend all this money to build a big old church for you to gather in just to preach. You can preach in the streets, growing as a community. That could be the new church. Why are people who, it's a nonprofit organization, driving Mercedes and Jaguars, and I don't think that's what God, that was what Satan wants. Satan wants you to desire more, bigger, better, shiny, which is just capitalism. Satan is capitalism. I'll sum that up for you. Whoops, that's not voice. Only a savage would have the desire to destroy a forest. We should restore all their buildings first and pick up your trash everywhere. Please pick up your humanity. Take a break. You shouldn't have to be taught humanity. We shouldn't have signs on the beach saying, stay off the nesting grounds for turtles. Stay out of the dunes. Stay off the beach if you can't pick your shit up. Take more vacations. No, take less. We need to fix the planet Whoops, there I go again, sidetracking. Take a break from fishing, forests, hunting, and beaches certain times of the year at the same time. It can be done. You don't need to be doing it all year round. Stop it. Pick up your It can be done. People are just too greedy. Nothing is that important that we can't take the time to redesign the flow of goods so that animals can be in peace at the same time. Humans are not the only species that matter. I'm going to say it again. Humans are not the only species that matter. Make room and stop locking up nature and trying to make synthetic leaves and synthetic nature to slowly replace it. No. There I go again. Why do you have to constantly disturb wildlife? Seafood isn't that important for you to eat it all the time. Relax. Take some omega-3 and fish oil vitamins if it's that deep for you. Omega-3 vitamins promote brain and heart health. Take a look around. Hearts and brains are dead. The apocalypse is happening right now. Humans are the zombies. Evil. Capitalism is the biggest epidemic there is. Your skeletons are beginning to wake up. Christopher Columbus was the devil in human form, and the founding fathers got it all wrong. They outlawed slavery when they should have outlawed the practice of hate. They gaslighted the idea slavery is against the law. People in power changed the definition. It's financial slavery now. Now it's we will pay for it. We will still beat you, silence you, and lock you away if you say something we don't like. Police brutality. They're going to claim free speech, but then they're going to create digital algorithms to filter you out any kind of way, and your material will never be seen. Okay. They can mute you. Free speech, though. Only 5 people will watch your stuff, but it's free speech. Let's see. There I go again. Can't help myself. Now it's we will make you pay for it. We will still beat you, silence you, and lock you away if you say something we don't like. Police brutality. Race isn't a factor. It's whoever doesn't obey or fall in line like an ant. We are beat mentally into submission with student loans, mortgages, maintaining credit scores. For what? Inflation and depressed wages. Do you need me to keep going? Just keep working harder while they, the government and corporations, slowly increase everything, sucking you dry any other way they can. They'll spread it out so you won't connect the dots. I spent 30 years connecting dots. For the people who say hate really is a crime, no, they've gaslighted the idea that it is. If hate was truly a crime, the KKK and white supremacists wouldn't exist. They are the ones who should be put in prison. Every single one of them. And I would say this to their face. Black Lives Matter is a product from allowing the KKK to practice. You have forced all of this to happen. Stop the lies. You don't get to add gasoline to a fire, then pretend to be appalled it's now a wildfire. You should remove the evil spirit, which is hate and capitalism. All we have to do is stand up. Their little game is over. And we could give them a life sentence to change their heart behind bars. Or not. It's not inhumane to stop pain and prevent it from happening again. The sick, twisted individuals are the ones who have the power to stop this war on pain and don't. You don't need charities to create natural flow automatically. You can't create natural flow automatically. Why do you need to spend all this money on events for programs you can fund automatically? Use the money you'd spend on the event to create more programs. And then you think about all the money you spend on your fancy gowns and your jewelry. For what? Exactly. Huh? Why are there's furniture stores and abandoned buildings, yet there's people sleeping on the street for no reason other than intentionally withholding resources because they can. when they didn't create this land or these resources, did they? They discovered them. So, who's delusional? Me? Oh, okay. Okay. Charity auctions and events are fake images. I got $150 that says charities are a front to launder or hide money for the rich. Why should we have to continue what was started for us? If you can't see the laws are slowly closing in on us, you've never experienced a two-fisted psychopath firsthand. Go back to the beginning and see for yourself how it is. That's how they lose. Feel like you're going in circles? Yeah, about 30 years of circles over here. Free speech should only be allowed if it's coming from a place of love or feedback. How is it possible, you say? Well, if you really truly love yourself, you'll speak with it naturally. And since we've removed the practice of hate, it's all good. Parts of Germany have outlawed anything to do with Hitler. You'll be hit with fines and jail time if you're caught practicing Hitler's beliefs. They're truly embarrassed. What's America's excuse? You can't erase history, but you can redesign it to make a better future. Problem solved. Evil is winning, can't you see? Let's redesign the Constitution together as one. The Constitution was created to protect us from the government. Take one good look at it. All they're doing is creating laws to reverse what was already supposed to protect us. How's that working out for you? Okay. Let's see. The higher power and forces created this world for us to live and flow as one nation. How simple is it to create a system where everyone is home to raise families and all chip in to create the flow of the world without exchange of money? Money didn't always exist. Soul is currency. Invest it wisely. Are you feeding yourself love daily? If money was distributed by soul class, then you'd be the poorest of all. Choosing love instead will naturally shift the dynamic. The founding fathers carved the path of the psychopathic ways this world soaked in. Find your center, rip it up to set it free. Stop hurting others to run from your truth. Do you think the way you think because you do, or is it because someone else put those thoughts there? Who hurt you so bad you wouldn't want our future to be about habitat and humanity? Sick. Stop picking apart the world and pick apart yourself. Well, okay, I'm doing both, okay? I'm just saying, it seems like the rich and the ones that have this capitalistic mentality pick apart people who are in poverty instead of taking a good look in the mirror that they're the ones that are causing it. Please analyze the man in the mirror. This isn't a drill, it's the real deal. Earth should be deemed state of emergency so you can look within you. It's a matter of life or death. This is the awakening of truth. Wars shouldn't exist. The only true war is evil. Put down capitalism. Put down the guns and pick up your heart. Love and respect is the only way to end capitalism for good. If God sent Satan to hell for being wicked, don't you think he'd want all things evil sent to hell? Oh, or you just pick and choose that too to change your narrative like the Bible does, or all religious people do? Oh, okay. Anyway, that's for another day. Evil doesn't show mercy. It's time to stop showing it. If you believe in karma, that's eye for an eye. You don't get to change the definition to fit your narrative. That's psychopathic. Humans made love into gender or race. I'm the true chosen messenger of the higher forces. I am a true chosen messenger of the real higher forces that created this world, not the ones human taught you to believe in, because that's none of that makes any sense. They all it does is contradict itself. I mean, take a look at the world, but as all the manipulation, calling it business, is the American way. And Christianity is one of the biggest religions practiced in the world. Okay. Let's see. I keep losing my place. My heart is Martin Luther King. I have many dreams. My soul is like Harriet Tubman. I will get my people out somehow, some way. Strength like Rosa Parks. You can't have my voice anymore. Segregation is only meant for good versus evil. If God parted the waters for Moses to make it easier for his people, look at it now. We aren't free. The government is slowly closing the walls in on us like a pathological psychopath would do. Trust me, I've experienced it for 30 years. They have many faces. Some do it with a smile. I'm 36. Do the math. 30 years living in survival mode. Work harder. Keep going. That mentality left me on death's door multiple times. The Grim Reaper joins me to Netflix and chill now. I know trauma. I know abuse. And we are all being abused. Please hear my cries. Hear the cries of nature. The cries of the people. Hear everyone's cries. I do. I hear everything. I'm first aid and I'm here to wave my white flag. I come in peace, Earthlings. Because I call myself an alien. Which I think I am. Because I cannot relate to not one thing here about how this system is. Anything outside of love is evil. Remove it. One way to remove evil is turn off the TV for the love of yourself, so you can pick yourself apart to find your root. If someone hurts a child or someone else, that person is forever stuck in place, mentally going in circles. And I'm not talking about I'm talking about soul violations, pretty self-explanatory. That person is forever stuck in a place, mentally going in circles, waiting for the next attacker to pop up anywhere. You've murdered a soul. You should eat the monster like Pac-Man would. A dead rapist and pedophile doesn't reoffend. Euthanize predators. Make the punishment really fit the crime for once. Clowns. I watched an interview about a rapist who was in and out of prison, brutally raping women since the 80s. He was up for parole and stated in that interview he wouldn't stop, and he smiled. I haven't paid much attention to sick, twisted TV since. I lived it for 30 years. They aired that foolery, and you watched to do nothing. Sick and twisted. People who have common sense, courtesy, accountability, self-love, and take care of their surroundings are awake and don't need... Responsible people don't need laws. They have... If a stoplight goes out, the world cannot function. You guessed it, a zombie. They have zero clue what to do next without being told, like a prisoner. Schools used to have drills to teach how to remain calm in a crisis. Panic causes death. Uh-oh. Thought I had a second page. Oh, here it is. Stop sugarcoating honesty. Why can't we bring drills back in school? If middle school In middle school, half of a day was spent teaching fire safety. They still have that. Teach focus so they can retain the information. It's clear, like literally teach a class on focusing, on learning how to focus. Again, you don't develop some sort of impulse control until age 7, which I just found this out very recently. And then you start kindergarten at age 5, preschool at 3. Test scores only prove you can memorize. That's it. Are you retaining? Are you developing properly? Probably not. Just getting used to the fact that you're even on this earth, and then they're cramming all this information down before you can even get words put together. Let them be kids a little bit longer. Start kindergarten at 7. Preschool at 5. High school, trade school, or 4 years of learning your career. You should, yeah. There's so much I could do with the education system. We could do with the education system and make it just not, sorry, the retirement age shouldn't be getting older as we get older. No, it's supposed to be getting easier. I can't look at my kids and want them to work even harder than I had to. Like, seriously? They are sick. Oops. See, there I go, getting off topic. It's clear the adults aren't focusing. Stop cutting corners and slow down. Take one thing at a time. Time tests in school enhances anxiety. Remove them. It's creating more zombies. The old world order is ending. It's shifting into the good, almost like an apocalypse. Humans have a common enemy: capitalism or evil. Find it and remove it. Evil will fall naturally if you take accountability, and people don't want to. Humans want to feed pain. The truth will always set you free. Can you imagine experiencing true bliss? The answers are within you. I bet you're still thinking, this is absurd, a fairy tale, impossible. She's delusional. She's lost her mind. She's off her meds. If you love yourself enough, pick yourself apart to find your faults. We can raise the intelligence by teaching accountability. Literally, keep teaching accountability, common courtesy, common sense, love, and humanity. If kids aren't being taught it at home, let's shift the dynamic of the entire school system. I have all the designs to restructure government assistance to allow people to slowly wean people off, to create a more balance within any and all systems. This is my life's work. Nothing belongs to us. It belongs to this land. Resources to survive and profit off of come from this earth. Say it again. Resources to survive and profit off of come from earth. Not humans. Humans don't get to hoard money and resources, lock them away, and make you earn an existence. Haven't you noticed the size of products are descaling while the prices continue to rise? Trust me, I study everything, literally. Anything you can think of, I'm going to probably be studying it, or already have, or will in the future. They'll slowly nickel and dime you until you've got nothing left except to turn to their government assistance or work harder to generate more taxes. Any type of government assistance is a prison sentence. The system, procedures, laws, whatever you want to sugarcoat it with, is slowly draining your pocket, so you're constantly going in circles like a prison. Money absolutely deserves to come back down and around and make sure the flow continues. Not one rich person got that way without using resources from our land that they did not create. Everyone should chip in to help everyone if you earn your keep. You must be handy with the steel. Celebrities, corporations wouldn't exist if people weren't zombies buying into a capitalistic, materialistic, unnecessary lifestyle. Without us, they have nothing. Your materialistic lifestyle is brutalizing the planet like Christopher Columbus did. So you guys are no better than him. Stop it right now. You say you're an American, then love it enough to pick yourself up. Choose love instead. Speak from love, not evil. Wouldn't you want to make everyone, including yourself, feel special and have all the necessities to survive? We need to stop, collaborate, and love so everyone can have their voice returned to them. Love will save this world. Magic is love and faith. We need to spread it now, or we will continue to suffer the universe's karma. Karma is attacking us hard. I believe COVID-19, the way it spread, was a way to show us that, other than it being an intentional release of a virus. Wash your hands, body crevices, and surface routinely. If people and businesses had proper cleaning habits, viruses wouldn't spread as fast. You don't wait till an outbreak happens for you to enforce cleaning protocols. Weird. If you don't care about any of that, care for your families. I'm not against the government. I'm not against the police. Not against the FDA or the CDC. Not against government officials. I'm not against Christians. I'm not against America. I'm against the savages. I'm against fake images. I'm also against the Bible because it's fake. It's the quickest way to spread narcissism. Take a look around everywhere. The Bible isn't about love. Pathological capitalism is the real epidemic, not COVID-19. I'm a rebel without a pause for love. Public enemy number one is love. I'm a citizen with attitude for love and respect. Love is law, order is accountability. Spread the vaccine of love and accountability. It's free. Side effects include feeling joy inside, smiling, blushing, and you guessed it, laughing. Overdose on love. Drugs will stop doing themselves. To all the pathological psychopaths of this world, I would say this fairy tale, corny, mushy drama full of love and respect. To all the pathological psychopaths in this world, I'd say I love this fairy tale, corny, mushy drama that's full of love and respect. Love isn't a fairy tale you twist the definition of to fit a narrative. If someone gives you a solution and you constantly respond with another problem, you might be a psychopath or completely clueless. Check yourself, then express yourself. Better figure it out before time runs out. Knowledge is power. Arm yourself with it. Telling someone to suck it up doesn't build character, it builds their armor. Some of us are verbal processors, so we need to talk it out with ourselves or others before communicating a thought or decision. We aren't slow. And last but not least, and people with internal dialogues cannot just let it go. I'm going to leave you with this. Any glass is refillable. While you argue about it being half full or empty, I'll drink it. Sincerely, the opportunist who can observe and read a room. Good night.